This just in, prominent lawyer for Kizza Besigyes, also known as Eron Kizza, has just been apprehended, arrested, and then he was tried for contempt of court and then taken to prison for a period of 9 months. Well, in this edition of Legal News Daily, I'm going to discuss everything concerning why Eron Kizza was taken to prison, what did he do, and what is contempt of court generally, and what impact does this have on the Kizza Beisgye trial, which I call the trial of the century. So let's go. Hello everyone, Terry Kahuma here. Welcome back to Legal News Daily, and straight to the point. We find that Eron Kizza has been the lead counsel in Kizza Besigye's case. Now, many of you may not know what lead counsel is. We have what's called a counsel, an advocate of the High Court, who is a lawyer who represents you in the courts of law. So when we say lead counsel, as we all know, the Kizza Beisgye case is a very big, high-profile case, which I call the case of the century. Well, when we say lead counsel, we mean the lawyer who is taking lead in the Kizza Beisgye case, meaning he's the one who takes the biggest precedent, is the one who leads the entire case of Kizza Beisgye. Well, we find that Eron Kizza, when Kizza Beisgye was brought to court the previous time, just a few days or weeks before Christmas, we find that Eron Kizza was stopped by the military police who had refused him from entering the court-martial. We all know that Kizza Beisgye was tried for illegal possession of firearms and was arrested in Kenya and then brought to Uganda. But then we find that Eron Kizza was hired by Kizza Beisgye. We all know the big lawyers of Kizza Besigye's case, Elias Lukwago, Martha Karua, the most controversial and the most prominent lawyer also in this case, but most importantly we have Eron Kizza. So by Kizza being refused to enter the court-martial, especially him being the lead lawyer in the case, it infuriated him, it annoyed him so much. Then he began banging the tables, began banging the doors of the court-martial, trying to disrupt and also argue out so much with the military police. Now, the head of the court-martial, who is the chairman of the court-martial, who is called Freeman, asked the military police to arrest Eron Kizza and then finally take him and then charge him for contempt of court. Now, what is contempt of court? Contempt of court is basically disobeying court. Contempt of court basically means that you are disrespecting court, you are interfering in the court processes, and you're making sure that the court does not move in the best way possible, meaning you're interfering with court processes, you're interfering with court judgments. And basically we have two types of contempt of court. We have it in the civil court, we have it in the criminal court. Contempt of court in the civil nature is basically when the court gives judgments, when the court gives, let's say, things like caveats. If it gives its orders and then you're disobeying court orders, that is, it's contempt of court in the civil court. However, criminal court and court-martial is where you are disrupting court processes. If they are trying Kizza Beisgye in this case in the court-martial, and then you're banging doors, you're fighting with the military police, that means that you're disrupting the entire court process, and therefore that's what amounts to contempt of court. Now, we do not have a specific sentencing for contempt of court. However, when we look at the laws, we look at the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995 as amended, in particular Article 28, Clause 12, basically says that anyone who is found in contempt of court, that it is upon the judge's discretion. Discretion basically means it is upon the judge, whatever the judge feels like giving you in terms of a court sentencing. If the judge says, you know what, if Eron Kizza was found in contempt of court, we are then trying you for, I'm now sentencing you for 9 months imprisonment, or I'm now sentencing you for a whole year's imprisonment. So when you look at contempt of court, it basically says that the judge, in accordance with the Constitution and the Judicature Act, in specific section 24, subsection 1 and subsection 2, basically says that it is upon the discretion, it is upon the thinking of the judge, whatever the judge prefers to. So basically the judge was well within his right, the judge being Freeman, who is the chairman of the tribunal. By the way, before I conclude, you should know that a tribunal is a subsidiary of a court, basically meaning that a tribunal is a mini court outside the normal court jurisdiction. We have the traditional court system, we have the magistrates court, the high court, the court of appeal, Supreme Court, but the court-martial and other tribunals like tax appeals tribunal, electricity disputes tribunal are put there to clear out case backlog. So meaning that if Kizza Beisgye is charged with case which is military in nature, like for example illegal possession of firearms, then that doesn't need to go to the civil court, the Supreme Court, the magistrates court. It just needs to go straight to the court-martial, because court-martial handles everything weapon related, military related. Please, let's just see where Eron Kizza's case is going to go. I think this is going to damage Kizza Besigye's case, because just recently they had given Martha Karua her special practicing certificate under the Advocates Act, and now just after they've given Martha Karua this special practicing certificate on Monday, which was this previous Monday, they are now taking Eron Kizza to court, and they have now sentenced him for 9 months, meaning he's going to get out in September of 2025. This is going to damage Kizza Besigye's case moving forward. The Kizza Besigye's case has also been adjourned, because since Eron Kizza was the lead counsel in this case, now that he has been taken and he had the major submissions written and oral in court, he's now going to be disorganized. So meaning that the entire court process is going to be delayed. So meaning Kizza Besigye's case, as I've been reliably informed, has been transferred to 13th January. Well, let's just see everything is going to go moving forward. The remain is truly Terry Kahuma. Please please, let's just pray for Kizza Beisgye, because this is actually wrong, considering what the court-martial is doing. I think, in my opinion, this court process would have been done faster and better without these unnecessary interruptions. Contempt of court, refusing Martha Karua to practice, then the Uganda Law Society had to come in, then you're disrupting Kizza Besigye's defense team. Well, let's just see everything is going to go moving forward. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye.